What is going on, guys? It is time for another Friday Night Live. All right, welcome everybody. I am back in the RV. I've got a tournament tomorrow morning right here on Gunnersville, so we're stuck with some lousy lighting because I forgot to bring my studio lights again. But anyway, yeah, I left that out of the house today. I got all the way here, and I was like, man, what am I forgetting? And forgot my good webcam and my studio lights. So we're stuck with this. Oh well, not much I can do about it. But let's have a fun Friday Night Live. The announcement I always make, guys, I'm doing a giveaway. It's called Stuck on Fluke. Really simple. If this is your first time on here, actually, let's wait till 150 people get on, or about 100 something people get on here. So I'm not talking to the guys that are always on here. Well, there we go. So my giveaway is called Stuck on Fluke. And what you do is you go to my website, you get a $5 sticker. They're a little less than $5, but anyway, $5 sticker. When you get it, stick it on something, whatever, fishing related, your truck, your boat, whatever. Take a picture of it, put it on Instagram, use hashtag Fluke, tag me in it. And once a month, at the end of each month, I draw a winner. The winner gets a $50 gift card to my website and a $50 gift card to Tackle Warehouse. And yeah, dude, it's pretty fun. Oh, and then in May of next year, I take all the winners from each month, throw them in a hat, draw a name, and I come to your house and pick you up and we go fishing. So it should be a lot of fun. What's going on, everybody? Jeremy, welcome. Michael Moon, I'm in your RV. How do you like it? It's pretty nice. Huh? Don't come in here. It's a mess. I got a tournament tomorrow morning. Tim Beers asked me, where am I fishing? I'm fishing against you, Tim. So I'll be fishing in the water somewhere where there's frog fishing and fish. But yeah, tomorrow I've got the Spro Frog only kayak tournament. Now I fished the big boat tournament before, and it was a lot of fun. Me and Jake did it. I got a video about it. It was a lot of fun. Well, tomorrow it's just me in my kayak fishing with a topwater frog. Hopefully they want to hit topwater, which it looks like it's perfect weather. We're going to have cloudy all day tomorrow. It's going to be nice and cool in the morning. I'm actually going to have a hoodie on. High tomorrow is going to be in the low 70s or mid 70s. So it should be really good. And I'm going to film it. And I'm also going to be live on Angler. So basically what I'm going to do is going to try something new. Is Angler's got this little live thing, and let me try to explain how it works. I will post a link on my Facebook page, on the Fluke Master Facebook page, and I'm going to try to do it on Instagram. And that link will take you to where you can follow a map. You can see where I've been for the day, where I've caught all my fish, and everything else. And I'm going to try to remember to hit the angler button every time I catch a fish, and then take a picture of it so you guys can see it. Pretty cool. That's not the primary reason I'm fishing tomorrow. I want to win the tournament. But I'm going to try that. I'm also going to be filming it, so I'm going to make a video about it. And that's about it. So it's going to be kind of crazy. So I'm excited. Dave Omar, welcome. This is your first time. Or actually, is it your first time? Or is just you said you finally were able to jump on here. That's awesome. Matthew LaRue, thank you. Welcome. Walton Doyle, what's going on, man? Dylan Fuqua. Hey, brother, how are you? Got a bunch of my kayak buddies on here. Looks like they're going to be, I think isn't there like a big tournament or something this weekend outside of the frog tournament I'm fishing? So Jeremy Bowersock, thanks for the $5, man. I really appreciate it. He says, caught my PB on tips from you this year. Mid 60s, stained water, 2 feet visibility, 5 to 10 mile an hour wind tomorrow, pond lure tips, lots of slime on bank lines. Ooh, that sounds like buzzbait weather, dude. Definitely, yeah. Throw a buzzbait or buzzbait. I'm like, man, that's the first thing I'd throw in the morning. So that would be a lot of fun. A lot of guys on here from Facebook. What's up? John Larson, how you doing, brother? Matthew says, so weird seeing you with no Georgia Bulldog anything in the frame. I got this cool shirt that my son designed. Pretty neat. But yeah, the lighting in here is up above. So if I wear my hat, you can't see my face. So my hat, I just left it in my truck. So, but yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate it. Let's see. Ben Howard, welcome. Are soft swim baits in yet? I throw soft swim baits all the time. I would be throwing one tomorrow. Actually, I probably would be throwing a bull shad tomorrow if I didn't have to fish a frog. So, Bill S. Fluke, good luck tomorrow. Big bass tourney on bass. One bass weighed in allowed per hour. 3 fish max in a boat at any time. That's awesome, man. Any tips? Go big or go home, man. Throw big baits. That's what I do during big fish tournaments. I've only fished like 3 of them though. The last one I fished was a big bass blast or something like that. And I swear the guy that won cheated because he showed up the next Wednesday night tournament with a fish that had been a big 7-pounder that had been dead for a while and tried to cheat that way. But makes me wonder. But anyway, so I stopped fishing those things. I'd like to see more polygraph tests. They keep promising doing those things, but I've never seen anybody have one. All right, so let's jump into some questions. Oh, if you guys are joining me on my podcast, welcome. You guys that don't know, all this stuff gets downloaded onto a podcast after it's over, so whoever's in their car driving around can see it and or can listen to it as they're driving or whatever. So you guys can catch up later on. So, let's see. It is fall. What is going on in the fall? I just filmed a video yesterday. I've got to get it all uploaded and everything for my son to edit it. But on fall baits, some new ones, some old ones, some ones you may have never seen before. I've got the outline for one for a major fall fishing video. I feel like I'm doing the same thing over and over again, but it's fall. Bass are going to do the same thing. The bait's going to do the same thing and everything else. But if you guys got any question about fall fishing, I'd be more than glad to answer them. But yeah, definitely. Red Wing fan with hi from Lawrenceville. Awesome, man. My brother lives in Grayson, so not too far from you guys. So goodness gracious. David Fields, my brother. Welcome, and thanks for the $25, man. It says, what's up, Gene? Whose camper you done stole? I did steal a camper. Mike Moon is who I stole it from. All I gotta do is take them fishing. How about that? You supposed to be in a tent. Who sells the angler button? Fall fishing coming up quick. Need to track my stuff. I know you can get it directly from Angler. It's called the Bullseye, the ANGLR Bullseye. I bet if you searched it, you'd be able to get it, but you can get it directly from Angler. They're only like, I don't know, $15, $16, maybe $20, something like that. Thanks for the $25, brother. Hope you and your wife are doing well. Let's see. It's going to be nice and chilly tomorrow. I'm excited, man. I really am. Ben Howard says, I want one of those shirts. Okay, you can get this shirt still. All you have to do is go to my Teespring account. It's when my son designs shirts, we just throw them on there so people can find them and buy them. And then he gets part of it. And we put another part into a pot for the family and so on and so forth. But it's mainly so he can make some money. But it's Teespring, TEESPRING. And just look up Fluke Master Fishing. You'll be able to find it. So we have several. And we have one with a guy on a boat too. All right, let's get into some good Q&A. Johnny Ariel found the bass shallow way back in a cove. I had a square bill on, not what I would normally throw there. I cast it out and ran it until I felt grass, let it float up and repeat. Killed it. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Wow. One of my favorite things to do is to just, if you've got that good of a feel, reel it down till you feel yourself catch the grass and then rip it out and kill it. Not just let it float up. And I know you beat the crap out of the fish doing it that way, but try ripping it out real quick. A little quick pop, and it'll pop it up into the fish's face, and they'll just, oh, my favorite. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Todd Myers, thanks for the $25. He said, good luck tomorrow, brother. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. All right, I'm gonna back up and see if I can hit some questions. I overshot. Let's see. Calhoun native and Darlington grad here. Great to see a local-ish guy doing great. Narrowed down to SS 127 and a feel-free lure 11 or 13-foot advice. I know the 127 is more stable than the feel-free lure. I've never been in one, but this is just for me doing demos with kayaks, with multiple kayaks, and talking to other people. I'm not sure about the 13-footer. The 11, the lure 11 is pretty stable, but the SS has got to be hands down. If you want to stand up and fish all day, you want to stand up to pee off the side of the boat, I always would recommend the 127. So, let's see. Jamie Lane, thanks for that comment. I just read it. Awesome. Appreciate it, man. Ronnie, he says, I know it's a typo, but that's hilarious. He says, you need to quit hair lipping my fish before the national championship. He meant to say sore lipping. Oh, dude. You know what's funny? Because I'm filming so much out here, I'm not hitting my good spots. Tomorrow I'm not fishing my best spots. If I win the tournament, I win the tournament. I've got a good strategy. If it pays off, I'm going to blow it off, blow it out of the water. If it doesn't, then oh well. But I'm staying away from my really good spots that I want to check during the national championship. Plus, the fish are going to move a lot in the next 4 weeks. So in fall fishing, like right now, the bass are just waking up from the summer. They're like, whoa, wait a minute. The water's getting cold. Oh, wow. Let's get moving. And they start following the bait fish. Well, a lot's going to change. The lake level is going to change. The temperature is going to change. The bait is going to move, and it's all about following the bait. It's easy to do in a lake that has no grass. It's hard to do in a lake that has grass because the bait move into the grass, and it's hard to find them. So you really got to be pretty alert and attentive to what's going on. But they're going to push back into pockets and up on points right now, and then work their way back to creek arms and stuff like that. So I'm sure somebody's fishing one of my good spots tomorrow, but we'll see. Doug Stubbs just donated $5. Let me jump down to his comment real quick, and then I'll catch back up. Going to be mid-50s at 6:30 in the AM here. Going to start with a frog, then a Magnum trick worm. Is that a good plan? Yeah, dude, that sounds great. I don't know what kind of cover and stuff like that you'll be fishing, but yeah, start with something topwater. A buzz bait is really good when the water starts to cool down. A whopper plopper is good when it's really windy. If you can, I don't ever recommend a whopper plopper for somebody that's bank fishing because it gets hung up out in the water and you can't go get it. But definitely if you're on a boat or on a kayak, a whopper plopper would be excellent. Thanks for the $5, man. I really appreciate it. You guys that donate, I'm telling you, you don't have to. I don't, it's not one of those things where I really get, I don't know. I don't push, but I think it's awesome that you guys are willing to do that. That's so awesome. So keep my kids in shoes. That's a quote from JJ from JJ's Magic. Anyway, do you treat your paddles with anything to stay drier during your kayak session? I don't. I fish 100% carbon paddles. And I also have a couple of real light fiberglass ones. And the water just sloughs right off of them. I don't have any of them that would absorb water or that would, would need that kind of stuff. So, I want to start kayak fishing. What's a good inexpensive starter kayak? The one that you can afford, as long as it floats. Just understand the less expensive ones, the ones that are like less than $500 or $400 are going to be thermomolded, so they're not going to be as durable, so you can't drag them a lot on the rocks and on the concrete and that kind of stuff. Can't beat them up so much, but they'll float. They'll do just fine as you're saving up for your next kayak, because every kayak fisherman's favorite kayak is their second one, not their first one. Their first one is the one they get, and they learn all the mistakes. They learn how to do it right. They learn a bunch of stuff about it, and then they realize they want something better, and then they go and they've saved their money and get something better. But get one that you can afford. Get a good, comfortable PFD. get a good paddle. Spend extra money on a paddle, because that thing is, that's what'll wear you out if you don't. And then just have fun, dude. Just take your time. Don't spend all your money all at once. Be great. And have fun with it, dude. That'd be awesome. Ezra Bailey, I liked your fall video, but I think you missed one bait, and that's a Zoom white fluke. That's in my next video that I just filmed. Deadly weightless on just a 4-aught EWG. Yes. And I did. I put it in my next video, but guess what? Well, no, never mind. I'm not going to ruin it. You'll laugh at it, though. I promise, man. Thanks for the comment. Real Res anglers, would you have any tips for fishing Arizona waters? I'm born and raised, but still can't seem to put a pattern together. I have never fished Arizona. I know the water's super, super clear. The clearer the water, the deeper the bass tend to live. But I've never fished out there at all. The best thing to do is start watching videos on fishing clear water and deep water reservoirs or deep water lakes, and you'll be able to do that. I need to get out there, though. I really, really want to fish like Lake Mead and that kind of stuff that's around there. That would be a blast. Best trailer for a buzzbait or no trailer? Rip the skirt off. I always rip the skirt off, and I've got 2 trailers that I use. I use a Fat Albert grub, white or black. I also use a Zoom horny toad, white, black. All right, here's a secret. Or bubblegum. They don't make a bubblegum one, so you got to get JJ's methylate, and the methylate color JJ's Magic, and you dip a white horny toad in it, and it becomes pink bubblegum. And I don't know what it is about that stinking pink buzzbait, but it catches fish. I haven't done it in a few years just because I just haven't. But dude, I don't know what it is about that stinking pink horny toad. The reason I like a horny toad, though, is because it helps keep the buzzbait up even easier, so you can roll it even slower. So Michael Moon says Bending Branches Angler Plus is a great paddle. Yes, the Angler Ace and the Angler Plus are really good paddles. Those are a couple of my backup ones. I used one for like the last 2 months because it got the little hook on it, and I use that hook all the time. So, see, any tips for standing in your kayak on big hook sets? I almost fell out last time. Whoo! It's all about stability in your boat. And another thing you could probably do is kind of bend your knees a little bit to have a shock absorber. I feel your pain, though, dude. I set the hook hard, and I will tomorrow frog fishing, and I'm going to be standing up the whole day. The 127 is super stable, though, and I really don't have an issue with it. I don't know what kind of kayak you got. The biggest thing is keep your feet as spread apart as far as you can. And I would think just bending your knees a hair to give yourself a little shock absorber, and bending and turning with your waist instead of just leaning back, you'd be able to get a better hook set. So, Jeremy says, I think he meant a way to not get so wet from the paddle itself on the kayak. Gotcha. The little rubber splash guards on your paddle, have them 4 fingers from your paddle. Don't have them directly up against the paddle. Slide them down the neck a little bit, or down the handle a little bit. 4 inches, so basically 4 fingers. It gives the water a chance to get on there and hit it and fall off. And you'll get a little wet, but it won't be nearly as bad. So, Sean Way, thanks for the $5. It says, hey, Gene, low 40s in Pittsburgh tonight. I'm hoping the jig bite is on tomorrow. Good luck tomorrow. Thanks, man. Good luck to you too, man. I swear, if I could throw a jig tomorrow in this tournament, I would. I've got big fish out on a ledge in about 18 feet of water. It'd be a lot of fun, but I can't. So I'm gonna come back Monday though and do it. Let's see. Ezra Bailey says, so for a Ketchco bull shad swim bait, if you haven't used it, it's like a 2.5 inches, about 3 inches. swim bait, hard bait with plenty of joints. Which rod and reel should I throw that one on? A medium moderate action rod is your ideal rod. You can get by with a medium. A spinning rod would be a medium spinning rod. You can throw that. Mike Buca designed that, the same guy that designed the bull shad. He is very particular about baits, even if they are mass produced like that one is. They have to run right, and I have yet to see one that didn't run right out of the box. And he likes to fish his fast. I don't particularly, but I have caught fish both ways. But that's definitely what I would look at. So, BJ Mines, man, thanks for the $5. This is cranking reel to pair with a new Fate Black 3 cranking rod. Thanks for all the knowledge. You know what? I used to preach like a 5-3-1 for cranking. I don't even talk about that anymore. It's now I like a 6-3-1 because I just feel like a 5-3-1. Once you hook the fish, it takes like 100 years to get the fish back to the boat. So some type of a 6-3-1. Then I don't know what your budget is, so I'm kind of beating around the bush. A good one. The new Concept A is a great reel. It's a little bit heavier than the last one, but it's because they made it bulletproof. The new C is a $220 or $240 reel, and it is super light. But it just all depends on your budget. But just try to stay to like a 6-3-1 gear ratio reel, and you'll be happy with it. You'll be able to fish as slow as you need to catch a fish on it. But then when you catch a fish, you can actually get it back to the boat pretty quick. So. Joshua Jones, man, thanks for the $5. Says, hope you do great tomorrow and win, but most of all, have fun and enjoy yourself. Man, I plan on it. This is a no stress tournament for me. I'm just going out and I get to have an excuse to go out and throw a frog all day long. Well, I mean, what else can you ask for? So I've got I've got 7 frog rods rigged up. Don't laugh at me. Please don't laugh. I got to counting my frog rods and I've got 7 frog rods rigged up. I'm only gonna have 6 in the boat. But oh my goodness. And some of them are old, some of them are new, but yeah, that's a little excessive. Slater Ann, is side imaging worth the money for a kayak angler? If you know how to read it, yes. What I always say, whether you're a boat angler or kayak angler, with side imaging, you've got to buy the biggest screen that you can afford. Because the bigger the screen, the more detail you get out of side imaging. I bought a side imaging sonar back when Humminbird first introduced it, the very first side imaging, and I think I bought the 8-inch, and it was horrible. It was just, the screen was so small. Might have even been the 5. It was little. The screen was so small you couldn't see any detail at all. And so I always recommend you buy the biggest one you can. On the front of my boat, I've got a 12-inch. On the back of my boat, I got a 9-inch, which is basically long and made to be able to see it really good. But I only look at like side imaging from that. But anyway, yeah, dude, it's worth it. I love it. I use it all the time on my kayak. I think the Bonafide is perfect for it because it's got the dry pod and you can mount the transducer under the boat and it not get in the way. So Justin Bragg, hey Gene, what's your favorite bait to Nico rig? Mine currently is a plasma tail. That's a really good one. Plasma tail from Biospawn is an excellent Nico bait. It's made for any bait, any worm that's made for shaky head is really favorite one. The new bubble butt from 13 Fishing. It's got a little bit of air in the tail and it really floats it up. That's a really good one. I've only used it like twice, and I tried it on a Nico rig and it looked amazing. So I ordered a bunch. I haven't gotten them in the mail yet because they sent them out to all of the retailers. So I may just have to order mine from Tackle Warehouse. The other one would be just your standard trick worm. A Magnum trick worm is probably a little bit better, but yeah, definitely those would be my favorites. I can't wait to try, to just kill them on that bubble butt though. Let's see. Aaron Candigan. I hope that's how I pronounced it right. Candigan. What would you throw if you went to a small pond and submerged hydrilla? Ooh, a small pond with hydrilla. Yikes. With tall grass weeds on the shoreline, and you are fishing right now. Is this a good plan for tomorrow? He asked again. He said, "Is this a good plan for tomorrow? 6 p.m. 8 these lures: frog, buzzbait, Cinco, spinnerbait, or small pond has submerged hydrilla." Buzzbait would be really good. A fluke would be really good. Cinco is always a good choice. Spinnerbait, maybe. That'd be a little bit tough to get through the hydrilla. But I don't know if that would be if it's a pond with hydrilla, that thing has got to be covered with grass. It might be milfoil, but anyway, it doesn't really matter. It's still grass. But yeah, dude, the buzzbait's a good choice. A frog would be absolutely fun if they're hitting it. Can we get JJ's Magic here in Texas? I'm sure there's a few shops. I know JJ ships a lot to just directly to shops, but you can get it from Tackle Warehouse. If your local shop doesn't have it, have them order some from Pittman Creek Outfitters, which is a wholesaler or a distributor. So that would be the best thing. But I know Tackle Warehouse carries it. Fishing the sloughs yet in South Alabama? They should be pretty close, or at least in the mouth of them. Unless your water dropped, it'll push them back out. Let's see. Do you like trebles with underspid blades? Just added one for schooling fish. Yes, I do. I definitely do. Teespring shirt ordered. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Tell your son I said thanks. And yes, I will be wearing this shirt at work. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Yeah, my oldest son is so political. He is like the opposite of me. So, and I always encourage them to be who they want to be. But man, oh man, sometimes he drives me nuts. What's up, Gene? Good luck fishing tomorrow. My wife is finally letting me upgrade to a 21 footer. So if you know someone looking for a decked out Z6, send them my way. Joe, that's awesome, man. That's dang, a 21-foot boat, man. You're gonna be able to hit some big waves with that thing. Of course, I'm not gonna know who you are coming down the lake either. See. Did you say that you have a code for 13 baits? I do not. I do not have a code for 13 baits. They haven't set that up on their website yet. I'm sure it's coming because they're changing a lot of stuff on their retail side of their website, which is really cool to see. That's something they've kind of let slack over the years just because they've been so busy with doing the other stuff. Will the crankbait work in fall for Florida? It should if you don't have too much grass in your ponds, your lakes. It work really good along canals too. Let's see. Henry B. Hi from Lake Mojave, Arizona. That's awesome, man. Have you fished here? I have not. I was just saying a few minutes ago how I'd love to fish out in Arizona. Great smallmouth fishing. What knot are you using for braid to a leader? From braid to a fluorocarbon leader, I always use an FG knot. It is small. It is a skinny knot. It's like tying a Chinese finger trap around your line. But it's small and skinny. It completely protects your fluorocarbon. It lasts a long time, but it's very difficult to tie. It's like a 9 out of a 10 on difficulty to tie, but you can do it with a lot of practice. And I practiced for like 4 or 5 days before I got it good. And then now I can tie it in about 45 seconds. So do bluegill patterns trigger bigger fish this time of year? I haven't really tested that one out. I know that when there's a lot of shad in the area and they're busting on shad, if you switch to a bluegill color, you'll catch a fish or 2 or 3. You'll catch more fish, but just because you're not competing looking exactly like the millions of bait that are in that area. That's one of those little tips and tricks that I do every once in a while. I did it the other day. or no, it was yesterday. I got into a school of little fish, but man, it was fun. They were everywhere. They were busting shad all over the place, and I couldn't get them to hit anything that looked like a shad. So I grabbed what was it? A Strike King Rage Bug, and I dipped the tips of the claws in chartreuse to make them look like a bluegill, because I like to swim those things. And I threw it out and started swimming it. I think I caught like 6 in like 12 or 15 casts. It was awesome. It was awesome. Brett Coleman, thanks for the $10, man. He says, hey, I have learned so much from you. Now I'm finally catching fish from a kayak with this SS-127. I sure love bass fishing. Thanks so much. That's awesome, man. Dude, there's just something about catching fish out of a kayak. I can't wait till tomorrow, man. Frog fishing out of a kayak. For you guys just joining me, I have a frog fishing tournament tomorrow. So it's Spro's annual kayak frog tournament, and you have to use Spro frogs. So yeah, so I'm all rigged up and ready to go for tomorrow. Let's see. How many flukes can the Fluke Master fluke if the Fluke Master can fluke flukes? I have one fluke in my boat right now. I don't have any in my kayak because I had to clean it completely out. Let's see. Mr. Wilson asked, what is my personal best? My personal best is 10 pounds, 12 ounces. I caught it in a little private pond. I think it was just west of Auburn, Alabama a few years ago. Oh, Damien, what's going on, man? He says, hey, just now got on here. How's it going? And good luck tomorrow. You know what to do, and you got this. Thanks, brother. Thanks, brother. I got a cool plan for tomorrow. I've got 2 areas. Actually, I got 1 area and a pattern. And I'm going to hit my big first area first. And I think I can get a limit pretty quick there. Once I get a good solid limit, I don't think there's any big fish in that area. From what I've figured out just fishing it for a couple of times. So I think I can get a quick limit. Then I'm going to put the boat back on the trailer, and I'm going to go to another spot on the lake where I'm just going to start grinding and fishing for a big fish. But I know the big fish are there or on this specific pattern. I'm not going to say anything right now because Tim Beers is watching and he's fishing it tomorrow. But I should be able to finish up the tournament and at least catch 1 or maybe 2 big ones fishing this pattern. So like I said, I'm going to try to film the whole thing and get it edited and throw it up on a video and have it up by end of next week. So it should be pretty good. I've got to sit down tonight and get all my cameras rigged up and make it to where I don't have to work so hard to get them rigged up in the morning. Let's see. Sean says, I fish jigs year round, but have most luck in the fall. Me too. Me too. I love fishing jigs in the fall and all winter long, but it's a little bit different. Super, super slow. Dang, I was about to read something and it just totally jumped out of the way. Ray Fraser says the FG knot, is that the old blood knot? No, it's not. It is not. The fluorocarbon never makes a bend. It's straight, and the knot is tied with the braid around the fluorocarbon. So what that does is it encapsulates the fluorocarbon, and when it goes through the guides, the only thing that hits the guides is the braid, so it doesn't get beat up. If you have like a blood knot or an Alberto knot, which is also the improved Albright knot. No, the improved Albright. What happens is you've got a bend in that fluorocarbon, and that bend hits the guides on the way out and the way in, and it will wear out that knot a lot faster, and it will break free. So the FG knot can last days, as opposed to those other knots lasting just about, maybe 1,000 casts or 500 casts, depending on how you tie it. So, JW says, I don't have a scale, but I caught my PB on a whopper plopper from the bank in pouring down rain yesterday in North Carolina. Your videos have definitely helped and given me some confidence. That's awesome, man. Congratulations, first of all. That's great. And from bank fishing, I remember the first one over 5 pounds I caught from the bank. I thought I was the man. It was great, man. It was, what a good feeling. Congratulations. See. Justin Ryan says, my biggest one out of a kayak was 8 pounds, dragged me about 200 yards in my old kayak. That's funny, man. Oh man, good luck on the tournament tomorrow. Thanks, man. Lipless crankbaits are that's one thing I have not pulled out yet. TRP 350 says lipless crankbaits are the key for me right now. I've got them in my boat and I just haven't pulled them out. I said, man, I was the other day I was like, man, I just need to tie one on and throw it for about 30 minutes and see what happens. I'll have to do that this next week. But definitely something I want to look at and spend a little time with. You fish that Spro tournament every year, don't you? Not every year. A lot of times my schedule gets in the way. I fished the boat tournament. Gosh, I bet it's been 3 years ago. I fished the boat tournament, and this is the second one. This is the first kayak one that I fished. I wish more people would have signed up for it, but there's other big tournaments going on. Everybody's crammed all of their tournaments into September, October, now that kind of COVID slowed down and all that other stuff. So, BC Fishing. Hey, Gene, love the videos. Have you ever fished Timms Ford Lake in Tennessee? I'm going to Gunnersville next weekend for the first time. Where should I put in at? I've never fished Timms Ford. Gunnersville, man, there's so many boat ramps. I usually put in the first time I usually put in one that's closest to my house, but the one that I put in a lot is either Goose Pond or out in front of Lakefront, which is a gas station / tackle store / restaurant, partridge in a pear tree. But anyway, Lakefront is another good place to put in. So Damian Henderson. Now Damian he posted, he says, oh yeah, post your fish, LOL. Damian and I are fishing the Georgia KBF Challenge tournament right now. It's a 21-day tournament monthly. So it starts on the 1st, goes to the 21st. So we're fishing the Georgia one. He's currently in 2nd place, and he knows I'm sandbagging. I have to win this month. I've already won 2 this year. If I win a 3rd one, then I max out the points for Angler of the Year points going into the championship next month. And if I finish higher in the championship than any of the other 20 guys that have maxed out their points around the country, I win Angler of the Year. So I have to win this month. If I come in 2nd, I tie with somebody and I'd have to have a fish off, and I ain't got time for that. So I am sandbagging Damien. I have slowly been trickling out the fish that I've caught. You ain't going to beat me, brother. I love you to death, but you're not going to beat me. So I think I got 107 inches right now, and you've got like 90 something, 98, I think. That's funny though. Sean Lay, thanks for the $10, my friend. He says, good luck and hope you stay safe out there on the water. It should be too bad. The wind won't be too bad, and I'm going to be fairly protected. So, and you know me, I always have the PFD on. Gene, are you done boat fishing? I'm a kayak fisherman, but I love the boat videos. No, I actually filmed a boat video yesterday. So this is the first time. Tomorrow will be the first time I've been in my kayak for about 2 weeks. I've just been running around getting ready for the KBF National Championship, and not filming videos because I'm an idiot. But I filmed one yesterday. I've got 3 more outlined that I hope to do this next week. I'll be in a boat from now until probably 2 more weeks, and then I'll be back in my kayak getting ready for the final days of the national championship. So, dude, there's a lot of money on the line there. It's at least 50 grand to the winner. So, man, what I could do with that. Let's see. Let me go back up. Roger E. Planning on taking my brother fishing out of Atlanta. Any lake guide recommendations to go to? He's a beginner. Out of Atlanta. I don't know if Al still guides for crappie or not. I don't know any bass guides in Georgia because there really aren't many, because largemouth bass are not, let me put it lightly. Georgia lakes for largemouth bass suck. It's not that you can't catch big ones. It's just that the market for it and having a guide on these lakes, you can't make money as a largemouth bass guide on Georgia lakes. You can if you're a striper fisherman. You can if you're a crappie fisherman. But Georgia puts absolutely no money into largemouth bass. So if you want a crappie fish, Al Bassett on Lake Oconee, if he still guides for crappie, he gets on my lives every once in a while. I know he guides sometimes, but if you really want a good guide and want a great lake, Gunnersville and Ryan Saltzman, he's been a friend of mine. I hired him as a guide probably 12 or 13 years ago. Him and I became friends, and we fish every chance I get to come to Gunnersville, or we at least fish one day, and we have a lot of fun, man. So he's a good dude, young. He's in, I don't know if is he still in the reserves? I think he's still in the reserves. But last I knew, he was a lieutenant in the reserves. So I haven't asked him about that lately. No, he guides full time and he fishes the FLW tour. EK Fingerboarding says, "Hey, I'm a beginner. What types of hooks should I get?" Have I made a video about that? Basically what you need to get is I recommend just 2 different hooks for fishing soft plastics and worms, or soft plastic worms and that kind of stuff. Get a 4/0, so it's a 4/0 is the size. 4/0 extra wide gap hook. Okay, let's just make it easy. Gamakatsu is the brand. Gamakatsu extra wide gap hook in 4/0. Then get a regular offset worm hook in 4/0, and those will be the start. Then go watch my video on how to put a hook in a worm and how to Texas rig, and go through my beginner playlist and watch it and just have fun, dude. That playlist has taught thousands, holy cow, thousands and thousands of people how to catch bass, and I'm very, very proud of it. So let's see. Let's see. One more question. Hey, Kevin, thanks, man. He says, one more, sir. Any issues with taking a kayak in salt and freshwater? Nope. Nope, not at all. My only issue is my electronics. Like my plugs and everything else. The bit that, I have plugs for my cameras and for my fish finder and that kind of stuff. And I've got to remember to spray them down with whatever that electric spray is anyways, or some type of WD-40 just to keep the salt off of them. I still have destroyed a lot of stuff. My microphones I've destroyed, all kinds of camera equipment. So I try to do the best I can to keeping the salt out of that. So, but as for kayaks itself, no, nothing at all. Josh, man, thanks for the $5. He says, do good tomorrow. Appreciate it, brother. Let's see. What crankbaits do you recommend for bank fishing in dirty, shallow, small lakes, big pond? Squarebills in chartreuse with a black back. If it's a dirty water, that's one of the colors. The other one is called citrus shad, and it's kind of a greenish yellow chartreuse. It's just a really cool color in water that's dirty but not super, super muddy. So got any tips for staying mentally positive and focused during a tournament when it is a really tough day? Whew. I'm getting better at it. I used to be horrible at that kind of stuff. I just get really, really spun out. The biggest thing I tell myself when I realize it's going to be a tough day, or early in the morning, I realize it's going to be a tough day, I usually just tell myself, all right, let's suck it up and go fishing. Another thing I'll do is I'll take my Sharpie, and on the back of my hand, I'll write like just go fishing or relax or something on the back of my hand that morning, just to keep me relaxed and, and keep me in the right mindset. And I just look at it every time I hold my hand up. I'll just see it, and it just reminds me to keep myself straight. So, Blaze, thanks for the $5 Canadian. He says, appreciate your videos, learn a lot, keep making them. I appreciate it, brother. I saw one from my friend Kathy. Hey, Kathy, it's good to see you, man. Yes, Gene, you have a video with hooks and basic plastics to start with for beginners. Made it in 2018, I think. Thanks. I appreciate it. Good to see you. I haven't seen you on here in a while. Oh, goodness. We got to get you out of Augusta and get you over to some of these tournaments. Sean says, hey, Fluke, how's the new trolling motor? Sorry, these seats are absolutely uncomfortable. My booty is killing me. Hey, Fluke, how is the new trolling motor? The Motor Guide XI3. I'm deciding between the SS127 and XI3 combo or the autopilot. I know you're running the SS127, but wanted to hear your thoughts. I love it. The XI3, especially when they come out with the 36-inch, is one I recommend just because you keep your warranty. A lot of guys are buying the 54-inch and cutting it down and voiding their warranty. But I love it. The spot lock is great. The speed is just fine. The speed is very, very similar. As long as my fat butt doesn't overload my boat, it's very similar to the Torqeedo 403. So you get about on my boat, I got 4.3 out of the Torqeedo. I'm getting 4.1 to 4.2 out of the XI3. And so I haven't tested it yet with lithium batteries because I haven't got any yet, but they're on their way, hopefully. But I've been running a big, heavy 75-pound 31 series lead acid battery in the back. So, it when it gets lighter, when I'm able to lighten it up, it should pick up a little bit of speed. But I love it, man. That spot lock is unreal. But let's see. Swampland, thanks for the $5. I was rooting for you in the live tournament on Facebook. Should have had that LSU hat with you. Also, I ordered the Angler Bullseye after watching that. That's awesome, man. Yeah, Dave Lefevre beat me by one stinking fish. I should have gone to my big fish spot, but a couple of things would have happened. I would have lost cell phone coverage because at that area, the lake has absolutely zero cell service. But I would have beat his pants off because I went the next day and caught 2 over 20 inches sitting right there. Man. Ray Frazier, don't leave fish to find fish. I agree. That's why I'm going to catch 5 tomorrow first. And then I'm going to leave and go find a big fish. Because I don't think I can upgrade much where I'm going to start tomorrow. Good question. Ethan Tang says, how do you fish cattails? I flip them. I don't try to run things through them. I get a Texas rig with about a 1/2 ounce tungsten weight on it, creature bait, worm, it doesn't really matter. And I flip into them. I jig it up and down a little bit. I pull it out. I go a couple of 2, 3 to 6 to 10 inches over. I flip those, and I just all horizontal fishing or vertical fishing. I always get those two mixed up. All vertical fishing. Drop it in, shake it, hop it, and then pull it back out. Drop it in, shake it, hop it, pull it back out. Is all I would do with cattails. The fish love them. They're in there, but it's just kind of tough. So, and there's got to be enough water up underneath it too. Kathy says, stupid lockdown won't let me travel anywhere. Trying to get home squared away so I can have a life next year. I get it, girl. Hated to miss so many live shows, losing track of the days. Girl, just grind. That's what my deal is. When I think life's going crazy, I just grind it out and just keep on rolling. Oh, that's a good question. Joseph Aarons asked, what kind of fishing haven't you done that is on your bucket list? I want to catch a tarpon from a kayak, a big one. I want to, man, I love what I've already done, but it's mainly just places. I want to go fishing for salmon in Alaska and halibut in Alaska. And that's about it. That's the ones I can think of off the top of my head. I've always kind of wanted to go down to Brazil and peacock fish, but that's not really on my bucket list. It's just one of those things that would be nice if I ever got the opportunity to go. So, this is a great question. I think I answered this one last week too. It says, "Hi, Fluke Master. I'm a high school angler." This is Jackson Slover. "I'm a high school angler, and I have a tournament coming up in a couple of weeks at Joe Pool. It's still a little hot, but I wanted to know how you know if fall fishing has started." If you have to wear a hoodie in the morning, fall fishing has started. If it has what triggers it are two things. The photo period. So when your days and your nights, let me try to explain this. What starts the fall photo period is when your night is 12 hours and your daytime is 12 hours. So from sun up to sundown is 12 and 12 hours in between. Right now we're less than that. So that's already happened. Then your cooler temperatures at night will drop your water temperature. And once that water temperature starts to drop, then your fish and your bait fish will start to slowly move into that fall pattern. So where you want to look this time of the year is in the mouth of major creeks or right on the outside edge of major creeks. If there's bait fish in the area, the bass will be sitting on structures somewhere around the mouth of the creek. Divide the creeks up into thirds. Go into the first third. If the bait fish are in there, same thing. Look for points and drops and brush piles that are shallow or shallower and fish those. And then as the fall progresses, the bait fish will move and the bass will follow. And then eventually the bait fish will be in dirt shallow water all the way in the backs of the creeks. And you can catch them on just about anything moving. So good luck, man. That's awesome. You're jumping in the high school deal. Let's see. Al, I was just talking about you a minute ago. Somebody was asking for a guide in the Atlanta area. I wasn't sure if you still got it for crappie or not, but I think he was looking for a bass guide. And I do not know of very many bass guides in the Atlanta area. So I'll be fishing the Spro Frog kayak tournament on Gunnersville tomorrow morning. So I'm actually sitting in an RV on South Saudi, and I'm fishing 5 miles up from me. So it's not going to be too bad. Good to see you, brother. Man, I'm reading past all these really cool, just good comments and encouraging comments. I really, really appreciate all the good comments, all the nice comments from you guys. Hunter Nixon, thanks for the $15. It's a thoughts on Carolina rig in the fall. I know most people think of it as a summer rig. It works. It works a lot. I tend to shorten my leader a lot in the fall, though. I feel like that a longer leader really doesn't make much of a difference, and it's easier to cast a shorter leader. It really makes a big difference in the summertime, but not so much in the fall. Other than that, man, it's just a really good rig all the time if you're fishing some type of a structure, offshore structure, or drops and hard bottom and that kind of stuff. I'm not going to say much about it, but that's something I want to throw coming up here in a couple of the big tournaments I've got coming up. Let's see. Shadow Bassin, you must fish Gunnersville. It says, for me, fall is starting when the eelgrass comes uprooted and starts to float in mats. Flipping them in is the first pattern of the fall. You're probably pretty close to being right, man. That's a really good sign. I tell you, Gunnersville has been had floated eelgrass for weeks, it seems like. So, Game Time. Hey, Fluke, are you still doing the fishing t-shirt of the month club? I am not. They shut it down. I got screwed out of a lot of money from that company. I'm not going to pursue anything or anything else, but basically they went dark and then sold the t-shirt of the month company out from underneath me. And then the company that bought it just finally shut it down because they didn't know what to do with it either. So yeah, wasn't a good thing. So Anyway, I hope to start one soon. Right now, I'm just trying to drive a lot of people to my website to be able to sell the products that I have there and sell some of the stuff that I have on there so I can get more stuff in. But yeah, that's kind of, that's kind of the reason, one of the little reasons why I'm doing the Stuck on Fluke giveaway is to kind of let you guys go look at the website. And, if you want to buy a shirt or a hat or something like that, it would be really nice. We got some really good hoodies. I don't know how many we got left, but I know we have some. Do I have a favorite YouTube fisherman? I can give you my list of favorite YouTube fishermen. Andrew Nordby. I just fished with him last week. I've got the video I've got to edit called Fishing with Nordby. Great dude. Absolutely awesome. He's living life and having a lot of fun with his wife and his dog, making some really good decisions. Just a great dude. Alex Rudd from Alex Rudd Fishing, Mikey Balls, Tyler from Tyler's Real Fishing, Ben Nowak, Smallmouth Experience, I think is his new channel name. Smallmouth Guru, absolutely love Ben. Chad Hoover and Greg. Oh my gosh, my mind just went blank. Greg Blanchard from out in California. He does. I want to be as good at filming myself fishing a tournament as him. I'm really going to steal some ideas from him because I suck at that kind of stuff, and I really want to get better at it because I'm starting to fish a few more tournaments, and I want you guys to be able to experience the fun that I have while I'm fishing tournaments. But those are my favorite ones. So, and Bass Quest, BW Smart. Bass Quest is a good one too. He's actually a real good friend of mine. Oh man, I just dropped something on my foot and it didn't feel good. Oh, all right. Whoa. Before I answer a few more questions, you guys remember the giveaway, Stuck on Fluke. Go to my website, buy a $5 sticker, shirts, hats, whatever else if you want to, but buy a $5 sticker. When you get the sticker, stick it on something, take a picture of it, put it on Instagram. I'm only using Instagram because it's just easier to find the pictures and stuff like that. Facebook sucks at that kind of stuff. Hashtag Stuck on Fluke, tag me in the picture, and then at the end of the month I take everybody and I pick a random picture, and you win a $50 gift card to Tackle Warehouse and a $50 gift card to my website. And then end of next May, I'm going to I'm going to put all those winners in a hat and pick a guy that I'm going to go pick you up at your house and go fishing. So that would be awesome. Let's see. What about your boy Kicking Their Bass TV? Yeah, you guys are reminding me, Noah. Oh, I was just talking about him today. I don't know why I forgot him. Yeah, Kicking Their Bass TV. Noah's been doing really, really good. I'm so proud of him. Brian Latimer's another one. See, you guys know me. What are you doing asking me about my favorite ones? You guys know who I like. Brian's just a really good friend, and he does some great videos too. Oh, he's got good camera presence, as we say. How long does the weird transition phase between summer and fall last? It all depends. Up north, it only lasts a couple of weeks. Up here, it lasts about or down here in the south, it lasts about a month. And it's not really a weird transition. But you just kind of have to follow the weather trends, and they kind of move up and then they'll move out. They'll move up and then they move out. And I'll give you for instance, when lake levels drop, so they'll move up shallow, and when lake levels drop, they're like, oh crap, they don't want to get stuck anywhere as the lake levels drop. So they pull out to the next drop, kind of like they do in the springtime when they're looking for a place to spawn. They'll pull out to the next deepest water, and they'll just kind of hang out and wait for things to stabilize. And then they'll move back up as the water rises, or they'll move around and go up the creek channels and try to find places shallow. The biggest key is find the food, and you'll find the bass. That's the biggest one. So, oh goodness. All right. Caden says, I'm fishing a 2.5 acre pond tomorrow morning, and there is a cold front coming through in the southwest Illinois. I can't believe I said Illinois. I'm so dumb. Illinois. It is getting down to 48 degrees. Then it's heating up to 70 what would you use? I'm not really so much concerned about the air temperature. The air temperature just means that the water temperature is going to be dropping. It's still going to be warmer than the air temperature in the morning. Seriously, throw a topwater, man. Frog or some type of a horny toad or a buzz bait or something like that early in the morning, and then switch over to something that's a little bit subsurface, but stay moving until you determine that the bass are not in the mood to hit something moving, and then switch to like a Texas rig or a Cinco, something that's really, really slow, and you'll catch something. So, Kathy, you busting my balls. She says you're going to pick a guy to go fishing. I see how it is. I'll just keep my stuck on flute pick to myself. Good luck tomorrow. Hope you tear him up. Thanks, girl. I appreciate it. Oh, man. All right, guys, I'm going to jump off of here. Thanks, Kathy. I needed that laugh. Michael, thanks. Keith Moore, appreciate it. Well, I'm sorry I wasn't able to get to everybody's comment. It's been an hour, and I'm going to jump off of here, finish getting my camera gear ready for tomorrow. My rods are already rigged up. I'm going to pack things up, and then I'm going to go to bed because I'm waking up at 4 in the morning. So like I always say, be sure to introduce somebody to fishing. Introduce them to my channel. Let me help you teach them how to fish. More importantly, get out on the water, go and catch some fish, and have a great day. We'll see you.